Hello, I'm Isaac from Wotso Videos, where we discuss fun topics for fun people, and today we are discussing the season premiere of Once Upon a Time. Now, I'm Isaac, and this is my friend Ben. Would you like to introduce yourself, Ben?
Sure. I'm Ben. I'm Isaac's friend. I've helped with the channel a couple times, and I'm a huge Disney fan, and I've kind of stayed up to date with Once Upon a Time throughout all of its seasons. So
Ben's helped out with Yzma's Potions video. He also worked on Did Dory Lose a Core Memory? Those were both ideas we worked on together. So it's really exciting to talk about Once Upon a Time. And if you're new to the channel and you like these live streams, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wotso Videos. Now, let's jump into the discussion. Okay, so the first thing I thought was funny was that Henry mentioned Operation Cobra again.
oh gosh, him and his operation names.
He's been talking about those for so long. And I kind of hope he stops as an adult now. But I thought it was funny that they included it to continue the continuity.
Operation Glass Slipper.
Okay, so then the other thing I noted was that now he's an Uber driver. So, or a different type, a Lyft driver or something like that.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on Henry's position now in the show?
On his position?
Yeah, like how he's like transformed into this city life, and now he's part of like a new curse.
I don't really like the fact that he's lost all of his memories. I don't know. It kind of takes away from his whole heart of the truest believer sort of thing and his author thing. I mean, he's still writing, so that's all good, but I don't know. At the core, doesn't completely feel like him.
I kind of agree in a sense, because it's like he was always the one to constantly bring the show back, but at the same time I feel like Lucy is going to take on that role now. But I agree that it kind of stinks that he's lost that side of his character a little bit.
Yeah, I totally agree. That was kind of a big point in the previous seasons.
Yeah. there was a whole like sub story about him being the truest believer.
Yeah.
But oh geez, whatever. Moving on. I thought it was interesting that it's another curse. Like, I wasn't expecting him to be a part of another curse, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. I'm actually a little curious how this curse kind of came about.
Yes, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Lady Tremaine is going to be the new villain of the show, replaced by kind of Rumple and the Evil Queen. So I'm wondering if she did the curse, but I don't know how she did that, because that was something else I wrote down, was that she talked about how that magic isn't power. So is that going to be something you think they're going to like bring through in the show?
Yeah, that could be. It might also be a little bit ironic. She probably used magic to get rid of all of the magic.
Because that would be a completely valid reason for them to bring it into this like realm, instead of like leaving their magical forest. That could be the reasons to strip everyone and her to be able to implement her magic the way she wants to.
Yeah,
without it.
I kind of agree, and it could be because she gets that wand.
Yeah,
she gets the fairy godmother's wand. It could be like after she's been playing around with it back in the past, that she doesn't want anything to do with magic after that.
Yeah, and which I also was kind of wondering, why was the fairy godmother asleep? How did she get that wand?
Yeah, they did almost no lead up to that. That was a little weird for me.
Yeah, because she just showed up chained up, and then she had her wand. I mean,
Yeah.
that's one of those times once upon a time where it's like, how did you get in that situation, character?
Yeah.
You know?
Although I too appreciate the Maleficent reference
Oh
with
wait.
the whole she cut her wings off.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool.
That was exactly, yeah. The fairies losing their power because of their wings. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was something else that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So another interesting thing is that the prince killed Cinderella's dad, but then Lady Tremaine killed the prince.
Yeah.
That was like, it was really weird. It's why I wonder why they made him the killer. That seemed really interesting, and then I thought that might be a story that would take more shape as the season went on, but then they kill him off immediately. So that was something that kind of surprised me.
Yeah, that was a really interesting thing. You'd think that Tremaine would try a little harder to win his affections over for Drusilla.
Yeah, like why wouldn't Drusilla? That would be the whole setup, is that Drusilla would take Cinderella's spot.
Yeah.
And it would be her, Cinderella's father's killer. Like that seems more evil than just like killing him.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
But I don't know.
Yeah, it was also a little ridiculous how she just kind of stabbed him, wiped her hands off, and was like, "Hey guards, she did it."
I know, you'd think someone else would have seen that.
Yeah, and she didn't really have like that normal reaction that people do when you see someone die in front of you. You know, you'll scream or something.
Yeah.
But
whatever. So something else I thought was really interesting was the inclusion of Alice now.
Yeah.
So they, like, in the previous seasons in the premiere, they would introduce, some new characters. And in this one, it's Alice, which I'm kind of excited for because they had that whole Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. But it'll be kind of cool to see a new version of Alice. What did you think about her?
Well, I think it just raises questions like, where was Alice during all of Once Upon a Time? You know what I'm saying? Like they spent a lot of time in Wonderland with the Queen of Hearts thing with Cora and all that.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes me wonder, what was Alice doing?
Yeah, and like she said she was a traveler of many worlds beyond Wonderland. So like, where else has she been? You know?
Yeah, that's definitely true. She could be a much bigger character than we kind of perceive her as.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like, because like Rumple, the idea of like Rumpelstiltskin was someone I would have never guessed as like a primary villain in a show like this. But somehow they were able to make it work. So I could definitely see them taking that route with an Alice character.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. That I'm really interested to see what they'll do with her.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing you mentioned during the commercial break was that you like how the show is in the city. So do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. I like how, well, back in Storybrooke, it was all kind of contained, and whenever anything happened, it felt like it was just an event that was affecting the people of Storybrooke.
Yeah.
But when you think about it now, this is taking place in Seattle, so if anything bad goes down, it's going to affect everyone in Seattle, not just the main characters, which I find kind of interesting. We're going to get to see how that affects the real world.
Yeah, because now the magic will be able to bleed into the rest of the world, and there can be more like ramifications for like what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see, like, will Lady Tremaine be able to like have control over people outside of like this like district in Seattle?
Yeah, that's definitely, she's got a lot of influence so far, so
yeah, she set her up with her. Yeah, she's got a lot of power and money right now. I was gonna say magic, but no, just like money and power.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something I think I really enjoy, that the settings changed for once, because even when they went to hell, it was still Storybrooke.
Yeah, it was still Storybrooke.
They came up with an explanation, but it was still Storybrooke. So now we're out of there. They can change it up a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
they didn't really do too much in the city in the original.
no.
I think they went to New York like maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
No, it was a few times.
They went to like Bay's apartment a few times, and yeah, they went. Oh yeah, and then the wishing well moment.
Yeah, the wishing well moment
with Henry. Okay, so another thing, like, it's kind of interesting that like Cinderella is much different than her normal like perceived self. What did she say? Like,
a very drastic change.
She's really like, I don't know, like she's really like upbeat and like ready to fight for everything.
Yeah,
but at times it comes off a little angry or something.
It's almost like she's trying to fill that Snow White role.
Oh,
but a little too strongly. I feel like she's a little too quick to anger or too quick to action.
Yeah, because it's like, because when like Mary Margaret or Snow White, she was willing to fight, and she fought in the magic realm, but like it never felt like she was doing it just to like fight. Like, why did she like Cinderella push Henry off? Like, I felt like that was like something that happened that like wasn't necessary for her character to do. So I don't know, that was just something that I took from it.
I kind of agree.
Mm-hmm.
I also thought it was a bit of a stupid plan to try to murder the prince at a gathering like that.
Oh gosh, yeah, that was not a smart plan at all. And then she didn't even go through with it. So she took out the blade and then gave up. Like, what did she think was gonna happen?
Yeah, she exposed that she was gonna kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and his reaction to it was funny. He was like, thank you for not killing me. Oh.
And you'd think, like, as someone who obviously killed people, but when he like went out and was killing Cinderella's father, like, you would think he had like a bigger plan than that. You would do something a little bit more. So, all right. So next, Alice says Rumple is the only one.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, it's fine. Go get some water. We've been in the live stream for a while. So that was something interesting that Alice referenced. That the whole idea that Henry's grandfather is the only one of his kind. While there's multiple Cinderellas and probably multiple Snow Whites, there's only one Rumple. So do you think that means there's only one Rumpelstiltskin, or can there only be like one dark one?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I'm gonna say it could be that because he's the dark one, it could have like eliminated all of the other Rumples.
Oh, like took their stories away because he was the only one.
Yeah, it could have had that effect. I'm not certain about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it's interesting that something I've found throughout Once Upon a Time is that they always reference Rumpelstiltskin, no matter what world they're in. Even though he originated from the Enchanted Forest, everyone knows the Dark One.
Yeah, that's true. He kind of spans all realms and realities. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That would explain all the stuff in his shop too.
Oh gosh,
oh my
yeah.
gosh.
He's literally been everywhere, and everyone knows of him.
Yeah, it's true. He's just got this reputation, and he's, in my opinion, the best dark one.
Oh gosh, most definitely. He's one of my favorite characters. I'm so glad he's still in the show.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of wondering, like, I'm not really certain, is this Rumple? We have no confirmation of that, but
yeah, I mean that's a whole nother like topic. Like, are these people still their original versions, or are they their altered versions in these other like worlds?
Right.
Like, since there's a different Cinderella, is this a different Evil Queen, a different Rumple, and a different Captain Hook?
Mm-hmm.
I really hope they're not. I really just want them to be the normal people.
Yeah, speaking of Hook, he was looking at that picture of Emma Swan.
Oh
So,
gosh, yeah.
I'm wondering, is there going to be a different Emma Swan, or is this going to be the same Emma Swan, but she's going to meet another Hook?
Oh man, well because although the Dark One is only referenced, is referring to only one person, no matter what world you're in. In season 6, they acknowledge that there can be other saviors. So there's a savior for each world, but there's only one Dark One. So does that mean like there's other iterations of her? Oh, and in season 6, there was that other realm that was created by the genie. So obviously there can be other iterations of Emma.
That's true.
Oh gosh, it's something weird, and I hope that I think we'll get more explanation as the season goes on.
Yeah.
But right now it's like really hard to say like what's going on.
Yeah. I definitely want to learn more about we'll call him Rumple's character.
Yeah.
I want to know more about him. He's kind of a mystery right now, but it seems like he's really concerned with Henry. So
yeah, I hope he's going to take action with Henry and stuff.
Yeah.
Another thing I thought of was I really hope Lady Tremaine has Rumple's dagger. Like,
oh yes, that'd be awesome.
It would be so crazy. Like if she's gonna have no magic but just the dagger.
That could explain how the curse happened.
Oh yeah.
Because Rumple just knows everything, so he could easily inflict a curse.
Yeah, either I think it'd be the wand or she took control of Rumple, because then she would be washed. Like, because if you're controlling the Dark One, does that mean any ramifications from the magic can happen to you?
Yeah.
You know, it's like she'd wash her hands of it then.
It could also be another deal, like when Regina made that deal with Gold.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to set this curse off, and Gold was like, okay, but let me be like a high-ranking member of society, and you got to do whatever I tell you.
Yeah, that's true.
So it could be something to that end.
He would have some stakes in wanting to go there again.
Yeah, and it also kind of seems like he is sort of running things. So, well, in his own way.
Yeah, I mean, because like the first time around, he had his shop, but like, and people just like knew he had power, but like there was no real reason. But now he's like a high-ranking detective. Now he like controls like the laws and structure of society, so he still has power in this world. So yeah, I think that's kind of interesting too. It'll be interesting to see if he's got ties to it, or if Lady Tremaine went over his head, which I kind of can't see, you know, but we'll have to see what happens. Okay, so overall, how do you think this episode stacked up with other premieres of Once Upon a Time? Like maybe compared to the first premiere or previous ones you remember?
Well, see, this episode did a lot of setting up. It did a lot of setting up. So not a whole lot of bombs were being dropped or anything. There wasn't any crazy climax. But I mean, besides Lucy running away, but that wasn't major. They found her pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But I do think we will see some stuff go down.
I agree. I think, like, in the first season premiere, there was a lot of crazy stuff going on, like the idea of a curse and the evil queen and, like, big names like Snow White and Charming. And this season, there aren't as big of names present anymore, but we know what to expect from Once Upon a Time, and I feel like they're taking it in a good direction. I got a good vibe from this first episode.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of small names, who the heck is Ronnie?
Oh gosh, yeah, and where did they get that name from?
Yeah, it might just be another Regina, like just another name. But I was kind of hoping it would be like related to some obscure tale that we haven't seen.
Oh yeah. I'm excited to see where this season will go, and I feel like they're tapping into something that the original seasons had.
Mhm.
Like I can't really like put it into words, but I just had a good feeling about how it was going. Do you feel like you're going to continue to watch the season?
Oh, I'll definitely watch this season. I really liked the premiere episode.
I definitely did too. I feel a lot better about it than I have even in some of the later seasons.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Henry getting his memories back.
Yep.
I want to see Lucy grow as a character. I really liked Lucy.
Agreed. I feel like Lucy is almost a better Henry.
Yeah, yeah,
I really like her character so far.
yeah. Henry's like truest believer thing kind of came off as a little forced in the last show.
Yeah.
But
So overall, we think that Once Upon a Time, Season 7, Episode 1 was pretty great. So now we'll bring it over to you. What are your thoughts? Let us know. But first, before we start answering questions, you guys can begin to ask. And if you're watching this on the replay, start commenting below what you think of the first episode of Season 7. But I would like to open a fan letter. So this is from Brianna from California. And so I'd just like to open this up. Got a letter. But first, I can feel some things inside. Oh, a little fabric cat. Perfect to go along with the Halloween season. And then also I got a unicorn stencil thing. Pretty cool. Thank you, Brianna.
I know how much you love unicorns.
Oh, absolutely. They're all over the Mystic Isles.
That's true.
Sophia the First. I watched a lot of that. And then finally, the letter says, "Keep up with the great videos, Brianna." And then, oh my gosh, this is great. She made the first ever Wotso videos fan art I've ever seen. That's awesome. That is so cool. Thank you so much, Brianna. I really appreciate it. That was great. All right, so now let's look into the comments. What are you guys thinking? Okay. So Kayla Medley says, "Happy Halloween, you guys." Dude, thank you. Happy Halloween to you too. I can't wait to have that happen. Right? Are you excited for the Halloween season, Ben?
Yes, I am. I want to get a. I want to see the new Hocus Pocus.
Oh yeah, I am
Yeah.
excited for that as well.
We didn't get to see that because we were watching Once Upon a Time.
Mhm.
But yeah, I definitely like to take a look.
Dude, Rad Circle says, "I love OUAT. You should collab with the Theorizer." Dude, I would love to. The Theorizer is super cool. Peter Pan the Manipulator TM says, "What did you like the most about this episode?" Ben, what do you think?
What did I like the most about it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Lucy. Lucy was the highlight of the episode.
I actually agree. That was gonna be what my favorite
Yeah.
thing was too.
Yeah. It was a little weird at the beginning when Henry just kind of let her into his house.
Yeah. He's just like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be here, but like, come on in, I guess."
You're probably just some crazy fan, but
welcome, but please leave.
come on in.
No, I definitely agree. I'm really excited to see what she's going to do, and I think it's going to be a good season with her as a new main character.
I agree.
Nikisha Duncan says, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Who is your favorite character? I'll start out because I definitely already know. My favorite character is Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin is definitely my favorite. He's so cool. He's always dark, and he just always gets stuff done and has an answer for things.
That's true. I really do like Rumple as well. I'd say he's my favorite.
Rumple as well. What? We are in sync so far with these questions.
Yeah, it's crazy how much impact he has on the show, and I really enjoy that. He's almost the plot.
I know he pulls a lot of strings in the show.
Yep.
Mulaney Schwartz says, "What do you want to see happen in the next episode?" That is a good question.
Well, the preview was Henry got captured.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
makes sense. He just kind of stayed there and fought off the guards.
Yeah, he had the chance to go through the portal, and
Yeah.
he didn't.
Yep.
So, yeah, so he's going to get captured. What I really hope that happens is Henry and Ronnie, so the Regina character, I hope they start, like, meeting up more. Like,
Yeah.
I hope they start building some type of connection. And I hope, like, Ronnie's can be, like, the new Granny's Diner. Because
Yeah.
they were always in Granny's Diner. They had Thanksgiving at Granny's Diner.
Yeah.
Like, they were always there. I feel like Ronnie could be that new place. And I hope Ronnie and Henry build a connection like it's as like a mother son relationship again. Because I think that definitely work.
Yeah, I agree. What I really want to see in the next episode is I'd like to see Victoria get a little taste of her own medicine. Of course, Ronnie in the last moment kind of gave her a big speech about how she's gonna fight back, and I like that. And even though Ronnie may not succeed, she's giving it her best shot, and that's what matters.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's cool she's standing up to her. And it's kind of cool too because it's like Regina was that character at one point and now she's getting to fight back against it once she turned. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree. It's well, when Regina kind of got split.
Yeah.
It's Regina was her own character at that point, and it's Regina. Like
it's purely her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, Dylan Boatwright says, "Do you think Victoria made the curse? Can't tell if she is aware of the past. Didn't really seem like she knew exactly who Henry was."
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like she's speaking to him as if she doesn't know who he is, because she can't just let on that she knows him. Just like how Regina was doing that to Emma in the first season. Like she was like, "You should leave." And they were pushing her to leave.
Oh yeah, she was a little subtle about it. It wasn't exactly
Yeah, because you can't let on like what is actually going on.
Yeah, and I feel like she did kind of do that. She was like, "Hey, get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Just get your car and go."
Yeah, I think she was direct about it as much as she could be with how little she's supposed to know about him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I definitely think she did the curse.
Yeah, I don't have a doubt in my mind that it was her, especially because she got a hold of that wand.
Yeah,
So,
that's for sure.
Yeah.
Amanda M asks, "How long do you think till they get their memories back?" Whew. See, the thing is, I also saw another comment that said, "Do you think they should make a season 8 and 9?" I don't know how much longer they want the show to go on.
Yeah.
But if they want it to continue into 8 and 9, they could really end it however late they want. My guess is that it's either going to be at the mid-season point, which I kind of doubt if they wanted to go into another season.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think it's going to happen at the season end.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. They did kind of talk about how it was like a revamp of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're expecting a few more seasons.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they they could at least go another season, but they could probably go to at least a second season after this.
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of depends. I like what's going on, but I don't want it to go off and eventually just like die over time. I want it to just be remembered as a good show.
Yeah.
Super Amp 18 says, and I think this should be our last question because this is a good one that we can get into.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think will happen or had happened to Emma?
Okay. And I think we were talking a little bit about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
We believe that there's multiple saviors, right?
Yeah, we know that there's multiple existing because Aladdin was one and Emma was one.
Right. So it could be that. Well, is this the same Emma Swan? That's kind of the real question.
But then, like, what do you think happened to the real Emma? Even if this is like a new one.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
And we did see, like, in the trailer, she was like, "Hey, you can come back."
Yeah, that's true. It probably is the real Emma.
Yeah, it's probably the real Swan. So.
Yeah, I think it is the real Emma, and I think probably what happened to her is she probably stayed in Storybrooke, went to go find Henry, which is interesting because she traveled to other worlds searching for him.
That could be it. You know, he didn't really say goodbye to her in the opening.
No, that was really weird. He just said goodbye to Regina, which, I mean, is important. He should have said goodbye to Regina, but
yeah.
It's just interesting that they just, like, completely, like, disregarded the rest of his family.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. That'll be something interesting to see that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope they reveal what happens to her in between, because I feel like it's something important. But anyway, thank you for watching the live stream. It was a lot of fun to discuss Once Upon a Time. And if you'd like to see another live stream with me and you'd like to see more Ben, then click that like button and subscribe for the next live stream. It'll probably continue to happen every Friday around this time, so make sure you check back next week. Thank you for watching, and have a magical day.